Okay, so come to the question number 5. So question number 5 is the perimeter of a parallelogram is 120 meter and 120 meter. The distance between a pair of opposite sides is 7 meters and its area is 280 meters square. Find the length of two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Okay, so let us consider ABCD is a parallelogram, and in case of parallelogram, the adjacent sides are actually AB. If you consider AB, then AB and BC will be adjacent, then AB and AD will be adjacent. Okay, AD and DC will be adjacent, DC and BC will be adjacent. Okay, that means if you your target is to find AB, suppose AB and BC or AD and DC, like this. Okay, so the first we just consider, let ABCD be a parallelogram where AM perpendicular DC. So let us consider ABCD is a parallelogram and AM perpendicular on DC. Okay, perpendicular means what? It will be the distance between two parallel sides. Okay, between two parallel sides or between two opposite sides, and it is given that the distance between a pair of opposite sides is 7 meters. So in this case we just considered AB and suppose AB and CD are the two opposite pairs, and if draw AM perpendicular on CD, that means that AM will be the distance between AB and CD, and it is given 7 meter. So let ABCD be a parallelogram where AM perpendicular DC. Why we take AM perpendicular on DC? Because the perpendicular distance is actually the main distance between two things. Okay, so given that AM equal to 7 meter, again perimeter of, again it is given that perimeter of ABCD is 120 meter and area of ABCD is 280 meter square. Okay, so now all of you know that in case of parallelogram, the area of the parallelogram will be what? Base into height. So now we know that area of ABCD is base into height, but area of ABCD already is given, which is 280 meter square. This one is 280. Okay, again suppose you consider DC is the base, then we will consider AM will be height, because it is given that base into height, and already we draw AM perpendicular on DC, that upon DC, that means DC is base and AM is height. So 280 equal to DC into AM, but AM is given 7 meter, so 280 equal to DC into 7 meter. So 7 come to that side, it becomes division, so 280 divided by 7 equal to DC, that means DC equal to 40 meter. So now we find DC equal to 40 meter. So next we have to find either AD or BC, then you will get the two adjacent sides. So one side is DC equal to 40 meter. Again we know that the perimeter of a parallelogram is what? 2 into length plus breadth. So in case of ABCD, the perimeter of ABCD is 2 into L plus B. So perimeter is given 120 meter, already is given 120 meter, and length plus breadth is two adjacent sides. In this case, suppose we consider this one, DC is length, and suppose AD is breadth. DC is length, already we find DC 40, and AD from this we can find. So 2 DC plus AD. DC suppose we consider length, and AD suppose we consider breadth. Okay, and sometimes it is, the formula is the perimeter of a parallelogram is, you can say 2 into sum of two adjacent side. Okay, DC and AD. So 120 equal to DC is, already we find DC is 40, so just put the value of DC here, 40 plus AD. Okay, 2 is multiplied with whole this, so 2 when come to this side becomes division, so 120 divided by 2 equal to 40 plus AD. So 120 divided by 2 becomes 60, 40 plus AD, so 40 come to that side, 60 minus 40, 20, so AD 20. That means length of the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, one is 40 meter and another is 20 meter.